104-99, the final score as the Sixers force a Game 7 against the Hawks, and both of those series in the Eastern Conference are going to a Game 7. Let's talk first, though, about the... I can't, his face. So, Q, I'm going to go with... Oh, by the way, that's Quentin Richardson down there. That's Steve Smith right here. I'm Kristen Ledlow. We're going to be with you for all of your post-game coverage as coaches and players take the podium over the next, well, hour or so. So stay with us on NBA TV. And Q, I am going to start with you because you had a lot to say when the cameras were off, and I want to hear at least half of it while the cameras are on in regards to the moment with Joel Embiid.
It was definitely an offensive foul. I didn't know if it could have been upgraded or not, but it's just a different NBA at this point, Smitty. It was a whole lot of being demonstrative in my face, and I felt John Collins should have pushed him or did something, but I guess he was being smart and taking the high road.
Let's take a look. Here we go.
Yeah, right there was enough. Then he fell over him, elbowed him. He pushing right here. So then right here, it's supposed to be something supposed to happen. Right, Smitty? You from Detroit, I'm from Chicago. Something's supposed to happen right there.
This is closer to your era than mine.
Fair.
See?
But if what happens is a Game 7 suspension, then how would that have been worth it?
It would have been bad, but I'm just saying, in that moment right there, if when you come from where we come from, you're not even thinking about the Game 7. You thinking about that elbow to your face and what just got through happening. So, I was taken aback by that when that happened. I thought something more might have happened.
Smitty?
Q's trying to control himself because he's trying to be very professional. We all are.
None of us want to get suspended for Game 7 either.
Not at all. I mean, it's just interesting. I'm with Q. Obviously, offensive foul. And then the scuffle I added. We don't want to see anything go on. But it's totally an emotional game like that. And I think it really took the Hawks out of their game after that.
Yeah.
I think they couldn't recover. The one thing I will say is if you're watching that game is it just, you look at it right now and in our day, everybody on the video would be like, oh, where's everybody? There's a lot of teammates coming around a little slow. But I will say, Capella's a big.
He was supposed to be in the action.
You got to go in there and guess what, a guy, I'm growing and growing. I always loved him, Q. But each moment, because this is when you find out
Look at Trae Young.
where they are. That's why get in there, Trae. Get in there.
Look, he can't do much, but he trying to do something.
Grab his thigh.
Get in there, Trae.
You see that at the end when Collins walked by, he looked like he wanted to fire on him, but you can't do that.
So there's a lot of things went on in there.
What, though, did make the difference for the Sixers in this one? Let's start there, because this is a team that you thought was probably finished heading into
I would say defensively they were much better. Obviously, Trae still had his moments. Excellent game for him, but I think they really buckled down like we know they could, the Philadelphia 76ers. In the regular season, one of the top two teams defensively, them and the Lakers all year long. And I thought in that fourth quarter they played much better defense in those last two games. Wasn't perfect, but they got enough to get stops, and then they went to Joel Embiid, and he obviously took them home.
How important is momentum headed into a Game 7 like this one?
Extremely. I mean, to be honest, the biggest thing Philly has, they have the home court. But, we all know Game 7, anything literally can happen. But when I look at this game, I feel like the X factor was Tyrese Maxey. If he didn't come in and do what he did in those 29 minutes, 16 points, 7 rebounds, and just the spark plug that he gave them early in the game when they didn't have a whole lot going. He came in and he delivered big for them. And I think, without that, they might not have pulled this off tonight.
I'll also add, Q, I think Seth Curry's been solid.
Now, Seth Curry has been more than solid.
Solid for them. He's met the moment. And I think right now I'm just taking my hat off to Hawks because Bogdanovich, that was a huge loss that he couldn't finish the game for them. They're already missing DeAndre Hunter. They're already missing Cam Reddish. And I think offensively, they needed Bogdanovich, a guy who can kind of create his own shot, make shots, and not scared of the moment. They didn't have him. And Lou Will wasn't the Lou Will we saw in Philadelphia. They needed somebody else to give just a scoring punch. And, they didn't get it from Capella. They're not going to get it from him. John Collins in that fourth quarter didn't have the best fourth quarter. They were searching. Gallinari hit a couple shots, but they didn't have anybody else offensively.
Q makes an important point. There can be anything in a Game 7, but home teams are 109-31 all-time in Game 7s. So not often does a team go on the road, particularly the underdog team, go on the road to save a series. Do you see it the same way as Q when the series shifts back to Philly?
You know, you give advantage to Philly, and obviously, but you still get some question marks in Embiid's health. But when you start to just line them up right now, I was just mind blown, Q. It was into the fourth quarter, not a starter had a free throw attempt. In a game 6 closeout game, not a starter, and they still pulled this game out. So I'm sure Doc Rivers is going to be all over that, you know, saying we didn't get to the free throw line, and just you feel more comfortable in the game 7 at home. But they have a guy named Trae Young. You just never know.
Bad boy.
He's a bad man. You just never know. If it's close.
And he doesn't seem to be less comfortable on the road than he is just a few miles down the street.
He got that moxie, and if it's close, he has a chance to be the best player in the series in the fourth quarter by none. Even at his size, he can have a better fourth quarter than Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, and Ben Simmons.
But each of you told me that one of the important factors in this game 6 was going to be Tobias Harris, and we did see him, Q, step up with 24 and 5. He was 9 of 20 from the field as well.
Absolutely. They needed him to be more aggressive, trying to get to the basket, putting people in that mismatch because he's a big 6'8", 6'9" body over some of the wing guys. And he just needed to step up and be more aggressive, take more shots, go to the hole, play more in his game, and try and get more into his comfort zone. He did that tonight, and it was a huge help for them.
You know, in IQ, I look at it. We know Joel Embiid can take over offensively. We know Tobias Harris. Now we have Maxey, another guy. Now we got Seth Curry. So they have 4 guys. And then Shake Milton, maybe.
Right.
Forkman, maybe. On the Hawks side, we're going Trae Young, check mark. But then who else are you going to right now if there's no Bogdanovich that can obviously come out there offensively for the Atlanta Hawks? Is it going to be John Collins? Is it going to be Kevin Huerter? I think it has to be Gallinari if Bogdanovich is not available.
22 and 13 for Joel in this one, including the moment that you say helped to turn the tide for his team as far as the momentum goes in the fourth quarter. Smitty, are you expecting the same from him in Game 7?
You know what I'm expecting from him is the one thing.
Not the moment, not more of the moment.
No, not the moment. But I am expecting for him is to understand is it just like he didn't have a good rhythm on where the double teams were coming from, Q. Mm-hmm. I mean, the double was coming. He was still dribbling. You know the double is coming. You got to know that they're coming, and he's skillful enough. I think he has to be a little bit more patient. I know he can make shots out of the double, but they got to find a way to get some rotation. I mean, he's getting double team on the left block. And there's 4 guys, Q, on the right side. Somebody got to get all the way over, and somebody got to dive so you have a lane to kick the ball to.
I'm looking forward to Game 7 because I think Trae Young is going to lose his entire mind. I'm so serious. I mean, just what we've seen from him, he's been ready for every moment. It doesn't matter. I feel like you said, how special. I feel like he –
All right, guys.
Nate said,
That's all right.
Q,